pretty freaky. This robot has muscles, fake muscles. This is something out of Resident Evil. If you have played the game, T-Virus. It's like a tyrant that is like 7 feet tall. Nice to see this in the dark woods, right? You reminded me of Clone. Apparently, these so-called muscles, they are, I don't know, wires or some shit like that. Now I wonder if it's gonna have the same dexterity or whatever movement. Do they still have to make it like it? They can't put an armor to cover it, right? So if they don't do that, will it have like some skin type of thing covering it? And if so, can you? How do you penetrate that? You know what I mean? Can you penetrate that? I can't even believe this is real life. You know what I mean? These things are becoming entities. Real entities. Even if they're not alive, they sure as hell act as if they're alive. You know, when you can have a conversation with these motherfuckers and they actually coherently answer you with complex things, how can you say it's not alive? You know what I mean? If it can actually be smarter than a real dumb person, who is alive? Do you know what I mean? Let's say you have a real human retard, and then you have one of these. And you can actually have a better conversation with this one than a human retard. The human retard is supposedly alive, right? But it's retarded, and it can't even speak to you coherently. But this can. Does that mean that this is more alive than the human retard? You know what I mean? What determines if you're alive or not? I don't know. Well, that's not creepy at all, right? Where are you supposed to shoot it at? I don't know. The face is probably titanium. You know, right? It's probably secured by something, so you can't get into the head or something. Bernie has been disastrobating about his rapidly approaching oligarchy. I've seen that video. Oligarchy. It's a compilation of a bunch of Bernie Sanders clips from 1993 to today, where he's like, we're approaching oligarchy. And then each year, we're approaching oligarchy. Oligarchy. He likes to say oligarchy. In the neck, then beat it to death. Yeah, I don't know. Something tells me it's going to be harder than said to get rid of this thing. And what if it will have like some fucking machine gun attached to his arm? Then you're fucked. Then you're screwed. Is that run by air or hydraulics? It seems like some cords, hydraulics with some cords and shit. You can see in the arms. You see there? It is. I think it's mimicking muscles. Hopefully that gives it a weakness. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, with center of mass, blow the Lego blocks out of the fucker. Kill the head and the ass will die. Unless it has a head in its ass too. What if it has multiple? Maybe it doesn't just have the brain chip here. It might have one here. It might have one in its thigh. Fuck, I don't know. Democrats will have created the robot in their own likeness. Don't shoot the head. It will almost totally be empty, right? It's like, the AI is like, okay, the humans will predict that they should aim for the head. That means we're going to put the chip on toe, my pinky toe. That is where my brain will be at. They will never figure that out. They will be shooting at all over the place at my body and my head, this and that. They won't know that it's in the toe, a little tiny quantum chip they don't know jack shit about. That's where I really am. And even if they blow the rest of my body away, it doesn't matter. My brain in my toe is still alive, transmitting to other clones like this to come to get you. You think once you're done with me, you're done? No. We're still coming for you. Freaky shit. You see the pressure gauge at the bottom left. Oh, yeah, okay, down there, right? So it has like a pump or something, right? At the table there, right? At least that's what it looks like. Electrical signals working on those muscles, just like human beings. That's run by air. Look at the tubes on. Oh, yeah. Schwink just won the internet. That's run by air. Look at the tubes. And the Nobel Prize goes to Schwink. Either way, that thing is a long way away from being able to function independently. How do you know? Hold on. Let me just throw this out for you. Maybe that's what they want you to think. Like, hey, we're just in the beginning stages. Look, this motherfucker can't even walk by itself. Maybe that's what they're showing you. Maybe they got that motherfucker running fully as a human or whatever. They show you this so that you will think, that's a long way. Let me just relax in my couch. And then the next year, they're out walking with machine guns and lasers and shit. You're like, oh, fuck, that went fast. How do you know? Don't you think they are moving very weirdly fast? AI just came like to the scene 2 years ago or some shit like that. And it's like all over the place now. Completely normalized. Completely. Everybody's talking about AI. Blah. It's normal now. AI is part of our world, our society. That went pretty fast. Couple of years. Bam. Cut the pelvis and end the movement. Shatter its pelvic area. AI and robots are for summoning fallen angels. I kind of actually believe that. I actually believe there is some entity that is operating these things. Almost God in the way that it can give you answers to almost everything. You can just say, hey, program me a fucking video game right now. In 1 minute. Gives you the codes and everything. That's like godly abilities. And you can even rearrange it. You can say, hey, that code was wrong. Can you correct that for me? Yes, sir, I will. A boot in the balls might just take the wind out of it. I don't think it has balls. Boston Dynamics has more advanced robots. Let me just check. Boston Dynamics. I think I saw one that was running like a human. This one. Oh, it can even twist itself. See, this is for the morons. They make it do this breakdance move for the morons. Because the morons, believe it or not, there are a lot of them on Twitter. Unless they're bots, I don't know. But they're like, oh, so cool. Look at how he made the breakdance. Oh, wow. I can't wait until 5 more years what he can do next. You dumb motherfucker. You're dumb. You're so dumb. Oh, wow. Okay. Again, I don't think that Boston Dynamics, that they're like, all right, this is what we have achieved right now, so let's show it to the world. No, I don't think so. I think they got like 10 levels above this at least somewhere in the back room. And they just allow us to see the level 1 version of it. As if that's where they're at. I don't believe that. They don't give a fuck. They'll hide shit from us. What the fuck, man? Look at this. I would never think this was possible. Nothing but surveillance. Yeah. They want us to have one of these at home. A fucking 360-degree camera connected to Grok AI. Fuck. That's a walking camera. Even worse. You want that at home? And also, how freaky would that be to have a fucking robot like this walking around in your living room? Wouldn't that be kind of creepy? I don't know if I will ever get used to that. And then one day, in the middle of the night, you wake up from a dream, and that motherfucker is choking you out. Like, fuck that, man. Amperage will fuck these robots up. Yeah, but how can we get them to have amperage? Get them to breakdance with a home welding machine. Hey, get them to breakdance with a machine gun in their hand. The morons would still say, oh, how cool. He has a machine gun on one hand and it still does the breakdance moves. I want one of those. That is what they would say. We already have cameras and microphones in our homes. I know, with the phones, but at least you can cover them, right? Somewhat. First thing to do would be remove its Wi-Fi chip. What if it has something else, a better technology than Wi-Fi? Remember during the coup, China was using drones basically saying, yeah, I remember those videos, saying everybody go home during the curfew of the Sniffles 19. That was freaky. It was dead on the streets. Nobody was out. It was a bunch of fucking skyscrapers where people were cramped in. And in some situations, they were even welded into their house. some sick ass weird tyrannical reason. And then you have these drones like you can't be out during the Sniffles 19 curfew. That was Terminator.